What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Got another boat update video coming for you. And today, as you saw, we are working on this storage box. So I've got a few pieces cut already. And on this boat, it's 12 inches in height. And then I basically just measured from my rod locker over to the wall, and I was able to cut those angles in there. And so my lid is going to be a rectangle. So this piece, this small gap right here will have a permanent just section that'll be level with the front deck. And then the lid will open up here. So yeah, so far it looks pretty good. We've got to pull it all out now, and I'm going to get the brad nailer, tack it all together, and kind of figure out what we want to do next. But it should be able to drop right in there, and I want it to fit snug, so that's what we've got right now. And then for the hinge, I'm going to end up mounting basically just like this off of the front deck, so it should work out pretty slick. And by doing this, it's going to raise our lid up, and it's going to give us problems over here on our rod locker. So we're either going to have to hinge the rod locker away from it, back to the outside, or redo the walls for that, raise them up so they're level with the deck, and then sink the lid so it's all flush with the front deck and the walls and everything. But I haven't really decided what I want to do there yet. But let's go ahead. I'm going to pull these boards out. We'll get them tacked together, the brad nailer, and kind of figure out what we want to do next. Alright, we've made some progress. So I've got the box itself in, and I've added the stainless steel 90-degree angle braces to it, and I've got the lid all cut out, which is out here. And I've made sure this time to triple check my latch location to make sure it's going to work. And I'm even going to check it a fourth time so we don't have an issue like we did on the front hatch. But one thing that I don't see a lot on the boats that I want to do on mine is this leading edge. This will be the where you make your first step onto the deck. I'm going to take a router and round that over, because I feel like I see a lot on boats, people step right on that corner, and it puts a lot of pressure on either the carpet or the vinyl. And a sharp corner, you step on that a few hundred times, it's going to cut through. So I'm going to round that edge over with my router, just so it's a nice radius and doesn't put a lot of pressure, extra unneeded pressure on the vinyl. So let's go ahead and get that done. So here you can see what I was talking about. It's just a real nice corner break. So if you step right here, it's got some extra surface area to contact, and it's not going to want to cut through the vinyl. But yeah, let's throw the lid back in there, see what she looks like. So when you go to step, you'd be stepping right here. So that should help make it last a little bit longer. But basically this is what we're gonna have. I'm gonna have my hinge between the lid and the deck, and then I kind of contemplated where to put the actual handle and the latch, but I think I'm just gonna throw it in the dead center. It's gonna be just right there behind the console a little bit, but it's easy to reach. I was up in there and messed around with it, so it shouldn't be too bad. So I've got everything I need cut out now, and I think we're ready to start doing some vinyl work. So I'm going to pull all these pieces out, and we'll get some vinyl cut and we'll start covering it. So I'll throw you guys on a time lapse once I get everything ready and we start covering it and start stapling it down. Alright, I'll catch you guys up to where I'm at. You can see, got the box all done. On the outside, I've got to put this piece on right now. And then the inside, I'm just going to leave unfinished right now. My plan is in the future to get carpet to go around the inside, but I don't have any. And I don't want to run to the store to get any, so save that for the future. But let's go ahead and get the lid, set it on there, square everything up, and we'll get this piece thrown on. Alright, another update. I just got the lid mounted. I didn't have a good spot to put the camera for you guys to be able to see and all that, but you can see my piano hinge in there, and I have not screwed it down to the floor, and it's just kind of wedged in here right now. And I think I'm going to leave it like that for a little bit, just because I'm pretty sure I'm going to want to be able to pull it out when I go to do the carpet on the inside. But yeah, turned out fantastic so far. The only thing I have left is this latch. I need to make a catch for it to catch on. So what I got is, I had a little piece of aluminum angle, if I can get it out from under here. So I'm going to mount that to the sidewall over here and just use that as the catch. So basically all I got to do is take a measurement of my gap and then measurement down there and screw it in. So let's get that thrown in and we should have a working latch. So I took a measure, I kind of lowered it down and gauged it with my finger, but right here is the center of it. So we're gonna go ahead, get it mounted up, and this angle piece is actually 3/4 of an inch. And my gap, the way I have it set right now, is 3/4 of an inch, and you can adjust that on the latch. So I'm just going to set this flush with the top, centered on this dot. There. That should do it. Perfect. So there you have it. Turn the latch. It's a nice snug fit. You can see it even pulls the lid down tight, which is what you want. And right now it's obviously, I have a locking latch, but it's not going to be theft proof because the box is not even screwed down. But once I screw it down, my plan is to screw it to this through here with probably like 6 screws, and then a few of the angle brackets around the bottom, and then I'll also be able to screw it through here with probably 4 or 6 screws. So it'll be screwed to the rod locker and to the front deck support, as well as the floor. So once it's locked, there won't be any getting in there, except for with a crowbar. But yeah, turned out pretty dang good. Couldn't be happier with that. It's a nice deck extension. You can step right up on it. It's sturdy. It's gonna work out nice. So the last thing I want to do is finish up this rod locker, figure out how I'm going to do the lid, how I'm going to mount it. I still haven't really come up with a super good idea for that. I'm still thinking I need it to hinge off of that side panel over there, just because now we have this lid in the way. So I'm going to do a little brainstorming, and I'll let you know what I come up with. Alright guys, hour later update. It's now dark out, so can't really work outside anymore unless I get a bunch of lights out. Neighbors probably don't want to hear the pneumatic stapler. And as you can see, that giant gap right there, yeah, I covered the wrong side of that lid. I covered the bottom instead of the top with vinyl. So luckily I do have enough left over that I can do it again, but that's going to have to be tomorrow morning, because I don't even want to look at it right now. I just spent 40 minutes covering it, and it's upside down. So easy fix, just pull the staples out and redo it. But I will catch up with you guys in the morning. We're going to fix this lid and hopefully kind of figure out this hinge. Alright, it's the next morning, just getting out to the shop, and I actually did come out last night and tinker around a little bit. So you can see I did some work in here, just trying to figure out how much stuff I can fit. And the plan is to have 2 full rows of tackle boxes there, and then have my terminal tackle box. So the next thought is back to the rod locker. And my original plan was to have it hinge open that way, and I just don't think it's going to work. So now my new plan is I'm going to cut out a new piece of plywood and hinge it open this way, the long way. And I have 2 gas struts I can use on either side to support it, so it should be pretty solid, and I wouldn't really worry too much about. So the struts will be similar to this lid here, so it'll have really good support, you know, back and forth sideways. So I think I'm going to go that direction and see how that turns out. So that means we're going to cut new wood and then redo the vinyl. So let's get after it. And not sure if I mentioned it or not, but my neighbors on both sides of me are mowing their lawn right now, so the audio will be horrible while I'm outside. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw you guys on a time lapse. I'll get that new piece cut, and then we'll get it thrown in, staple it up with some vinyl, and be good to go. All right, we got that lid all cut out, the vinyl all stapled on, the latch, it's not tight yet, it's just sitting in there. So I'll get that straightened up, tightened up. So that's basically what we're looking at. And I do want to be able to walk on this, so I'm going to add some support on this side over here with one of those 2 pieces of aluminum angle, probably the larger one. But let's go ahead and get this lid affixed to that hinge, kind of see how it's going to work, what it looks like, and then we can get our gas struts hooked up just to make sure. I mean, it's not going to open very far, it's only going to be, you know, at a decent angle where you can access sliding rods in and out. So I'm not super concerned about, you know, the side to side, the wind shouldn't catch it or anything like that. But let's go ahead, get her screwed on, see what she looks like. Not bad, not bad at all. Turned out pretty slick. So the last thing we got to do now, get those gas struts on and then build our little latch like we did for that other compartment for the latch to lock onto. So let's grab the struts and we'll get those installed. Alright guys, been having some camera difficulties and I just corrupted a file of putting this whole thing together. So I'll show you the end result. Got the latch all turned down, my 2 gas struts up in there, and then my little custom made latch lock, I guess you'd call it. So yeah, all works out pretty slick. It's locked down nice and tight. Looks good with that other new storage compartment. And obviously I'm not done. I want to finish out the inside of those compartments, and then I still want to add some support to this side over here so you can stand on it. But I'm done enough to go fishing, and it's a beautiful sunny day out there today. So I think we're going to take the maiden voyage for 2020 and try and go catch us a bass. So, but I'll show you guys, you know, a good overall shot, pull it out into the sunlight, take a few videos. So stay tuned for that. But thanks guys for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe. There's more boat videos coming. I'm going to do a full overview of everything I did, with links in the description to everything I purchased. So that video will be coming here in the next week or 2. And then I've also got a few other small things that I need to finish up on the boat, but otherwise she is fishable. So that's what we're going to be doing this afternoon. So thanks again. We'll catch you guys on the next one.